Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. It is exactly 8:55 a.m. We are now going to be joined by Dr. Ekurhuleni Mulder. He is OBO of the Multi-Party Coalition, and we're going to be looking at the issues around multi-parties and, of course, in this instance, a second chance to serve residents better in Ekurhuleni. A very good morning to you. Welcome to the program. Are you there, Dr. Mulder?
I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
Okay, I've just managed to, I think they've just reconnected you now. Thank you indeed for your time this morning. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so you are with the VF, and obviously all the small parties do believe that really joining hands is going to be a situation where it prevents the ANC to govern and to prevent the return of an ANC governance. And also the victory regarding the re-elections of Mayor Tania Campbell, or the re-election that happened in Ekurhuleni, is really a feather in the cap of multi-party coalitions. But thus far, they haven't proven to be very effective, have they?
Let me put it this way. Our electoral system, which is basically based on the proportional representation system, calls for coalition governments. In other words, it's unlikely that one party should have more than 50% on their own. We've seen that with the ANC for many years, but we're now moving into a phase where no party will attain a clear majority, and that takes us into coalitions. And so after the elections last year, those coalitions were formed, and specifically in this case, in the metro of Ekurhuleni, we were able to form a coalition, but even the numbers made it very difficult. So from day one, it was a minority coalition. The parties that came together could not muster a majority, but they could still govern. And as you know, there was a motion of no confidence 2 weeks ago, and the mayor was ousted, and our government, and yesterday they were re-elected. Now, you're correct when you say, have these coalition governments really produced and made a difference? We are doing that. We are trying to do that. It's rather difficult, and there are various reasons for that. The first reason was that the metros that we inherited in these coalition governments have all the serious financial problems in terms of how they were left. How we found them when we took over, there were huge financial challenges in terms of the previous government and how money was squandered as far as I'm concerned. And secondly, unfortunately, the former governments from the ANC don't necessarily accept that they have now lost power and behave like a good opposition. On a daily basis, we are being undermined, making it very difficult. So we are going through the process, but we are happy that we now succeeded in getting our government back into power. And now we want to start to deliver services in a better way with the cooperation of the residents. Metros and specifically the Ekurhuleni.
Dr. Mulder, I'm all for, coalitions. I also agree with you in terms of we need to have strong opposition because only in that way can we hold the party in power to account. And we've seen what has happened over the past few years with the ANC. They've brought the country literally to its knees. But there seems to be also challenges within these coalitions. Is it about power struggles within the coalitions? What do you believe needs to be done to overcome that challenge so people can hold hands and serve the coalitions better and truly hold the ANC to account?
Absolutely, you're absolutely correct and right. The point is this. Of course, people have different views and parties have different policies. We are not all in the same party. South Africa is a very diverse society, so we've got different political parties. And when you form a coalition, you try to find common ground and common principles on which you can build such a coalition government, and that's what we've done. We've negotiated a very thorough coalition agreement, which the parties basically signed. But the problem is this. Last year we had the local government elections, and now we've got a 5-year term to govern. And that should assist us to bring success. The problem is elections in South Africa are stagnant. And I mean with that, in 18 months from now, we will have our next big elections in South Africa on provincial and national level. So my frustration to a certain extent is, and I act as chairperson of these coalition groups, the frustration is that some of the parties are not focusing on the goals that we set ourselves for the next 5 years in the metros and in these councils. Some parties are already positioning themselves and jockeying for position going into the election in 18 months. And that means that some of them may take their eye on the ball, they play the man sometimes, and the parties are starting to look and pushing and shoving one another for support for the election in 18 months. And that is a problem. And I honestly believe it's a question of leadership. The leadership in all of these parties participating in these kind of coalitions should understand that there's a purpose to serve, and that is that the interest of the residents should come first, not the parties themselves. And I think we're making progress. Some parties understand that and they will flourish. And some other parties who do not understand that and who are bickering all the time will, I think, believe will be punished by the electorate come 18 months election from now.
Okay, we see something playing out. It played out in the city of Johannesburg with Mpompolatse 3 weeks ago. We have a similar situation in Ekurhuleni, and from the feedback that we've picked up, it seems as if Mayor Tania Campbell did not or was not able to deliver during her tenure, and yet she's been re-elected. Is she going to be able to deliver?
I think she is. I would dispute that she did not start to deliver. I've said that there were some huge challenges when we took power in Ekurhuleni and all these metros. And sometimes, and I know one shouldn't generalize, you also inherit municipal staff. Some of them are people that are dedicated servants of the community, and we respect that. But you also inherited some cadres being deployed by the ANC who are in positions and to do everything they can not to assist in terms of service delivery. That happens as well. But I think the coalition is now committed, and I think we've got now a clear mandate in terms of having been re-elected yesterday. And the intention is to put together a very strong executive around Mayor Tania Campbell, consisting of the different political parties. There will be members of the executive from the Democratic Alliance, from Action SA, from the Freedom Front Plus, from the IFP, except from the ACDP, etc. And we'll form a strong executive, and in a combined fashion, with the cooperation of our residents specifically, I believe we can succeed with service delivery, and I think we should just get on with the job. It's frustrating when we are being hampered by all kinds of attempts, being frivolous notions of no confidence, etc., which I think is completely wrong. But that's part of what we have to deal with every day.
Okay, that's where we leave it. And obviously, Dr. Ekurhuleni Mulder is OBO of the multi-party coalition, and it does indicate that there are sinister motives with some of the other parties, or possibly even the ANC infiltrating and trying to disrupt the coalitions. So all I can say is long live the coalitions. We need you to serve the people. Thank you for your time on the show this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and we'll talk again. I believe coalitions is the way forward. We're going to see that again in 18 months' time. I believe the province of Gauteng is going to be a coalition, and if we succeed on national level, it will be in the best interest of our different communities.
Thank you. Go well. God bless. It is exactly 9:04.